leave a few things here and there in 5 different places or in 4 different places as Hazrat Ibrahim tried things, and then see whether they come back to your ball or not. So this is just a mythical thing for somebody to claim that the social awareness is gaining us something. They are 2 completely different things. The crime is springing from a different cause. The roots of crime are embedded deeply in a sort of atheism, which is either conscious atheism or unconscious atheism. And due to the increase of atheism, the crime is increasing everywhere in the world. In Japan, people think this is a very highly developed society and there is no crime. Yet the organized prostitution nowadays in Japan has reached such a stage that the entire government of Japan has totally failed to suppress it. And it's not just prostitution. It's like it's a combination of abduction plus prostitution. Thousands of girls are abducted from Korea, from Philippines, from other places, under false pretense they are taken to those places, to some places in Japan, and against the contract their passports are taken away and then they are made to serve as prostitutes. And this is an open secret. The government of Japan knows it. They try to remove this evil, but they cannot. So is other crime as well. Shoplifting for a person who comes from an alien society to England is just a godsend to him because of the restrictions in which he finds himself there are suddenly or apparently suddenly are removed, those restrictions. So it's a law of nature. When people are brought up under strict control, suddenly you release them, and even if they were not previously in the habit of doing something, they begin to do things. Like we have seen some Pakistani ladies who are brought up under strict parda. Sometimes there are such poor things who when go out to the British society or some other Western society, they think, oh no, nobody can stop us. So you must chuck away everything. And similarly, girls brought up in harsh environments, when they are married, sometimes they show their reaction. So it has nothing to do with Islam. It is just a common psychological reaction which occurs. But crime of shoplifting belonging to these people here, he suppressed it when he mentioned this. You calculate the figures.
No. Although in this country, there are 2 things which I would say we should bear in mind. That the first thing is that the press is free. So all these crime news are well broadcasted and advertised than in the other. Secondly,
if it was your question, why did you try to put it in somebody else's mouth?
No.
Now you are defending the question as if it were your own.
No, I was just saying.
Just a minute. The press is free, that I understand. But the point is, in this regard, press is freer in our country. There is no suppression of bad news in our country. Even imaginary news finds its way in the press. You can't find a single incident where somebody reported a crime in any press, in any paper in Pakistan, and that paper was sued against. Show me one incident. In fact, imaginary things are being published there. The crime which is non-existent. So to say that because of the press, all the facts do not come to the notice, this is wrong. Even imaginary facts are coming to the notice. Still, when you compare the press reports of America and press reports of Pakistan and the comparative number of crimes per capita, as in relation to the population of the country. American society and the British society in certain crimes outnumber Pakistanis. And this so-called social awareness is of no avail to them whatsoever. As I told you, the social awareness, according to their own claim, is increasing. Is it directly proportional to the increase of crime or inversely proportional? That is to be seen. It is, in fact, the more the social awareness is increasing, more the crime is also increasing. It is not inversely proportional, it is directly proportional. I don't claim, I know this is wrong to say, that it is because of social awareness. What I want to point out is that despite social awareness, this is happening. It has different causes. And the social awareness has totally failed to curb crime or to in any way influences it favorably. It is just a talk, nothing more. Now these Western scholars, despite the fact that they appear to be very fair, they know where to hit and how to hit. And in sometimes consciously they mix things up, what is called in Arabic talbis, and they are past masters at talbis. This is what is described as the jaliyat. They look like your friends. In some places they praise you highly without any restrictions or restraints, and suddenly, like Mr. Mayor, Sir William Mayor, they say something out of a soft mouth which hits the very roots of the religion which they have been praising. So they praise, their technique is that they praise the people sometimes, but hit the religion whenever they can. They praise Hazrat Umar, they praise Ahmad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and then you think that they are your advocates, they're very fair-minded people. In high rhetorics, they are praising our lords and so on and so forth. And suddenly, they would say one or two things here and there, with some apologies, which will completely deflate the whole thing they had themselves inflated. So this is that style, I can understand that. The fact is that this comparison is unscientific, unfounded. There should be no comparison of any society in the name of religion today, because religion is neither playing its role there nor is playing its role here. Neither the Christianity is responsible for what is happening here, nor Islam is responsible for what is happening there. Religion is being used as political instruments. When the punishment in the name of Islam is meted out, it is to suppress a society, not for the purpose of ingratiating Islam into that society. When they speak of Islamic penal system, it is only to control the possibility of an uprising against the regime. So through these means, they strike terror. While the measures which are taken to improve the morality, which should precede the application of penal system, those measures are non-existent. Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, through a message of love and conviction, first created that society in which theft had disappeared. Stealing was seldom to be seen. If anybody did by chance do it, he was so truthful that whenever he was apprehended, he would admit it. Sometimes his conscience pricked him so much that without anybody having noticed his having stolen anything, he would go and present himself for punishment. There are so many incidents of this nature that in every type of crime this was happening when the penal system of Islam was enforced. So that shows that penal system of Islam is not suitable for every society. first the standard of the society has to be raised.